Welcome if you're new here. Welcome back if you've been here before. My name is Dion. We're going to do 4 looks in this video. There will be timestamps if you want to skip ahead, but of course I would love for you to stay. So the intro really quick for those of you who are new. Hello, my name is Dion. I call this the crazy troll nation of YouTube. The crazy, knowing it's okay to be your authentic self. Wear what you want to, however you want to, using whatever tools you want to, because you set the standard for yourself. Even though you'll hear you must use this, you must use that. Use whatever you want to use. Try all the things if you want to, and then settle on what you prefer best for yourself. The troll part, and that was part of it, not caring too much what the beauty community standards are. You set the standard for yourself. Here we are about self-acceptance and self-love, embracing our natural features, enhancing them if we want to, when we want to, but never feeling like we have to. Love yourself for who you are and for how you look, even when you're not wearing face paint. 2 things you need to know if you're new here. I randomly hiccup, gurgle, and belch in videos because there's an organism that lives in my throat. There's a little troll in there that just wants to be noticed at times. I do always say excuse me, whether I think you heard it or not. Excuse me. The second thing, I do curse in videos and live streams sometimes because I curse sometimes, period. So I hope all of that resonates with you. I would love for you to stay, subscribe, join, all of that good stuff. For right now, though, let's get into look number 1. We're going to start today with Sugar Cookie Chapstick, and I believe today is September 19th. And even hearing myself say September, it's like, where did this year go? I primed my face with the Fenty eyeshadow primer. Underneath my eyes, I put this shade here from this MAC palette. And then I used the Estee Lauder in this area here. And then I put on the Fenty foundation, set the face with Fashion Fair, Set It Loose powder, and Truly Tawny. And then we used this palette from MAC, and we used this as... We use this as a contour, we use this as a highlight, and we use this as a blush. And so that is what is on my face. Very natural, very there, not there. And I'm digging it. I am missing, my House Labs and all of that stuff. Inner rims, upper and lower lash line. We have Pool Shark Matte Color Excess Gel Pencil Eyeliner. We're going to be using Pat McGrath Mothership number 6. And this is only my 7th look with this palette, and I'm like, I haven't done more looks with this. This is one of my favorite ones because it's a different type of color story. The eyes are primed. We are going to just jump right in. We're going to take Skin Show Moon Glow, this shade here, and we're going to put this on. My eyes are primed with the Fenty eyeshadow primer. My brows are done with the Fenty brow pencil, of course, and so we're going to put this shade here, which I don't know if I've done this before. Usually I just use it for my brow bone highlight, but we're going to do what I think is something different than I've done before. I did look at the pictures that I've done with this palette before, and so I think this will be different than that, and I did not mean to put that all the way up there, but that is okay. So we're just going to take this brush and clean that up a little bit. So this is still that first shade. We're going to take a clean brush, an Hourglass number 3, and we're going to go into Bronze Eclipse, this shade right here, and we're going to put that next to this, and that's going to go here. I have some thoughts already about my kit, and it is quite a learning experience, and I am enjoying familiarizing myself with different products, particularly cream products, but I do know after these products are gone, which will be, almost 3 years from now, some I will repurchase and some I won't. I think I may just stick to powders, but I do still want to have some creams for if someone has, dry skin or mature skin, as they call it. And so that's going to be there. We're going to overlap right here a little bit, and we're going to put this up here where we accidentally put that bright shade. So we're going to bring this second shade up higher just to match that side. This is a different type of look. I think I say that often. We're going to take a clean Hourglass brush, and we're going to go into this shade here, which is Wicked Envy, which I love. I love the tone of this, and I have to be careful not to always use this shade because I really love this shade because of the grunginess of it. And so I'm thinking if I'm going to put something on the outer corner, which is why I'm not taking this all the way over. And there is a nice dip in this one, yeah, this is one of my favorite shades in this palette. Excuse me for if you heard that noise that came out of my throat. Oh, I'm starting to sweat already. These lights, y'all. Yeah, I do have them all on. I should have turned down my thermostat, but then with the AC kicking on more, my eyes might have started tearing. I do think this is similar to something that I've done before with this palette, because this green, it does stand out, and it is going to show. It is going to show up. So we are just bringing the top over here as if it's our transition shade, even though, excuse me, I do have a shade to use for my transition area, but I just like this. Oh my gosh. So we're going to just put a little bit more here. Now we're going to take an Hourglass number 6 brush, and we're going to go into Wicked Envy, this shade here. We're going to tap straight in. I started to tap off, but I missed the palette to tap off on. And so we're just going to put this over here. And so let me know if you have this palette, what you think of it. My feelings have been changing as far as my own makeup that I have. And I think from just using and getting used to so many other products and focusing on my kit and on doing faces, I still have a love for makeup, but my focus has shifted to other people and not just me. You know what I mean? And so I feel kind of weird, because some days I'm like, I don't even want to play in makeup, but then I think of what I have, and then I'm like, do I just need to do like another brutal declutter? But then I don't want to jump the gun, because I am pretty sure that my interest will come back as exciting as it was before when I would do, you know, my own face. And so it's just really, it's a strange feeling for me how doing the courses and doing other faces has changed how I feel about makeup for myself. Like, it's not, I'm not like, oh yeah, I'm gonna just do this because I love this palette. But now it's like, okay, what can I do to enhance my clients' looks and help their day be better? And so I feel like I'm in a strange place. I don't know. And I'm wondering if it has to do with those bonus Zoom modules that I'm watching, because she does natural makeup and her profession is bridal makeup. And so I'm just wondering, like, if that's in my head, or hearing how she doesn't wear a lot of makeup, which y'all know I do. But I'm thinking that that's kind of what's, I don't want to say throwing me off, but it's making me think different about my own makeup versus other people's. But anyway, so this is what we have here. And of course, this is rounded like it usually is, and the other side isn't. But I do really like this look. This palette is nice, y'all. This is like a soft grunge type look. Now we're going to take another Hourglass number 6, and we're going to go into this shade here, which is Taboo, and we're going to just tap straight in. We're going to tap off, and we're going to just tap that right under the brow bone. And that is almost my skin. It is almost my complexion, which is pretty cool for what we're doing. So that's just making it not look like extra space. I do love this look. And I do, when I do looks though, I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is really nice. But there was a time when I'll be like, oh my gosh, I would look at my calendar and see what looks I had to do for whatever day, and now I don't. And I think that might be part of it too, where it's not me looking at my calendar and being like, oh yeah, this palette, that palette. And then I'm like, okay, what palette am I going to use? And so earlier this morning, we're going to take this shade here, which is Blitz Violet Orchid, and we're going to put this lower lash line. This is a Fenty 220. So like I'm checking for fallout. It's just, I'm just seeing things, well, not seeing things, but my perspective is a lot different. And it is an interesting journey, and I am excited to continue and to play in faces, particularly in the alternative community, because they tend to like out-of-the-box makeup, and I tend to like out-of-the-box makeup and eyeshadow looks, whereas like bridal makeup or natural makeup, you know, that's just typical. And so I want to do stuff that's not quote-unquote average, or what you'll see on a day-to-day basis, you know, depending on where you are. And so I'm excited about that aspect of it, to do makeup on people who love color, who love the murk, the swamp water, the grunge, or even if it's just, you know, a soft goth look. And so that really excites me to be working with that population. And so that is that underneath. And so I think we're going to do a purple up top. We're going to use this one from Inglot since we have the purple underneath. And also we're going to do a purple lip. So we use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shades from that palette. Oh my gosh. And this is creasing. My eye is tearing upward and it's creasing right here. Why are you creasing? And underneath is starting to travel already from creasing. All right, so let's edit out doing eyeliner for upper lash line. We're going to use the Lancome Definicils. I haven't used this mascara in a little while, and we're going to do a purple lip. And so when we come back, everything will be done. This is the final look. We did what we said. We used Inglot number 75 for upper lash line. This eye is tearing horribly. And we did use the Definicils Lancome mascara. And I do like this mascara. It's not as out there as the Beyond mascara, but this seems to do more for my lashes than the Lash Idole, which I do like. And that one does volumize, this one lengthens, whereas the Beyond mascara from City Beauty, it seems to volumize and lengthen. And so I think that's what the difference is. And I have realized I've been neglecting my lash primer from Lancome, and we did use dark purple from the Sephora collection. And so this is the look. Let's go ahead and do pictures really quick. One more. Actually, one more for real. So we're going to do one for a thumbnail. And I don't know where this is going to be. I don't think this is going to be just a one look video. And so let's do this. Thank you so much for bearing with me. Let me know again if you have this palette, what you think of it. And I like the soft grunge look that it gives. I am really digging it. And so that'll be it for this portion of the video. Hang tight and you'll see another look right about now. I'm going to start with Cotton Candy Scented and Flavored Chapstick. The face is done. I am still missing not using my powder products for my cheek situation, but I can say I am really getting a feel for the cream stuff. And so I used quite a few things out of this one today, and I'm really digging it. The only ones we haven't touched yet is this one, this, and that. Everything else in here we have touched. And so I'm just experimenting, playing around. I am loving it. From the MAC palette, I used the orange under my eye. And for around my nose, I went in with the Estee Lauder concealer. I am noticing, though, that you can notice more of my wrinkles up close using the cream products under there. But when I smile and I'm laughing and talking, they're going to pop out anyway. So it's not that big of a deal, I don't think. The eyes are primed. We're going to get started. Mission Triple X. This is what the palette looks like. And I have in my mind what I'm going to do. I have brushes out. Lower lash line, we have on NYX Retractable Eyeliner. And this one is in aqua green. Upper and lower inner rims, we have Matte Color Excess Gel Pencil Eyeliner in Sick Tap Bro, which is a brown. So my lids are sticking, so let's get to it. So for right now, we're going to take Jones, this shade here, and it is a dual chrome. We're going to see how it shows up because it's like a brownie, greeny, burgundy-ish type. One of those typical dual chromes. I was wondering if I was going to miss this palette after it is done. The PAO is November this year, November 2024. And I'm looking at the colors and I'm thinking I have most of these in Lethal. Maybe not the same formula, because there are quite a bit of this formula in here, like the metallic type formula. But as far as the colors, like the greens, the purples, the black, the grays, this is looking purplish on your end. On my end, it's looking like a silver. And so I was thinking I won't miss it because I do have these colors, which is good to know because I really do like this palette. And sometimes it is just having things in one palette. Will I recreate this one like the 669? No, I will not do that. The only thing I may be missing in Lethal are maybe the bright yellows and the bright greens, which do just show up as a pale transition shade for me. But I'm kind of thinking I have those too. And I'm realizing I have all the tones. Like I have all the things. So that is that color. So it's there, not there. It's pretty. When I turn this way, you see the burgundy aspect of it. When I turn this way, you kind of see the green over here. This way, you kind of see a little green here. So I do like how that fades in and out. And now, oh gosh, we're going to take Gorman, this shade here. And that's going to go on the center. Excuse me if you heard that in my throat. The center of my lid, and that seems to be a dual chrome too, or is it just showing up that way next to that first shade? Because that's this shade. It's looking like a grungy green, a grayish green, but the way it's going on is almost brown. Let me know if I'm seeing things. To me, it's looking, yeah, like it's a brown. You see that? I hope you see what I'm seeing. Oh, this is, you know what? I am going to miss this, but not as much as 669, because y'all know that was the palette. That was the palette. So this is what we're looking like, and we're just going to feather across the top here. I didn't plan on taking a shade for transition, but that doesn't mean that I might not change my mind, because y'all know we just be doing things, and you already know. I'm going to do a black lip. We're just feathering this top edge. This side looks really blended. This side doesn't. At this angle it doesn't, but then when this angle it does. Excuse me. So what are we going to talk about? Y'all, I done got so much stuff. I am struggling to understand why people don't want free makeovers. And even when we schedule something, like they ghost before the time. Like if I follow up a couple days ahead of time, hey, are we still on for whatever? And I don't hear back. And I don't understand that, because offer me a free makeover. And it reminds me of, even with Eclectic Beauty, when I drop off donations, they're like, oh, I haven't seen you in a while. And I said, because the only thing I always ask every time I come is let me know when there's a turnover and I'll bring more stuff. They never, ever, 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 ever contact me. But then when I go, they're like, oh, you haven't been here in a while. I only ask for a simple phone call. I'm here donating free stuff. Like, just, and they're always very appreciative, but like nobody ever calls. So I'm like, I don't understand that either. So now we're going to take Dwayne, this shade here. So I don't understand that either. Like, I'm trying to, you know, give free stuff away, and they act like they don't want it because they don't call when it's a turnover, because then I would go more often. So I only go like a couple times a year. Like when I get sick of a huge pile of stuff that's sitting here to go, that's when I'll go. And it's usually a day when I have appointments at the VA hospital, because both of the shelters I take stuff to are in Wilmington, and the VA hospital I go to is in Wilmington. But I'm just like, why is it like challenging to give away free stuff? All I ask for is just call and let me know. That looks like it has a purple tint to it. That is this shade right here. So it is like a purple, but then it's also like a brown. This one right here. Like I don't know what to describe it as, because they're showing up different. And the way they're showing up is making me think I might not have them in lethal, but just looking at how they look in the pan, yes. But then when you put them on, it's like, okay, what's happening? But it is really pretty though. And I do like the unpredictability of it, because I know it's all gonna work, just like this all does work. But it does all look like it's just one shade across the entire lid. I'm seeing brownish purple here, green burgundy-ish here. Just hit my nose. And so it is just looking like one soft multi-chrome to me on my end. And I was going to take Ron for outer V or outer corner, but I don't really know. I don't really think I want to do that now. But, you know, let's take Ripley. Let's just spice it up. We're going to take this purple. This is a Esom something V31. And we're going to just see what this looks like on the outer corner, just to break stuff up just a little bit. And so we're going to just very lightly, oh, that's pretty. And it's doing what I was hoping it would do, which is just break up some of this green and brown that we got going on. I do really like this. I think I'm going to take a purple for my upper lash line. because that'll bring out this purple. Excuse me. And then now I'm like, do I want to do a purple lip? But no, we're still going to do a black lip. I'm trying to figure out what palette to use next. Because I feel like I haven't used a lot of things in a long time, because the month of August I was cramming in that program and using stuff for that. And honestly, because I was cramming, I wasn't even thinking of, oh wow, I miss using such and such. But I definitely miss my House Labs bronzers, blushes, and highlighters. I miss my Sigma bronzer, blush, and highlighters. I do miss that. But as far as like eyeshadows, like I have just been so preoccupied. But I do feel like I'm getting back to it now. And so we're going to take that brush that had this shade on it. We're not adding to it, but we're just going to feather up here. And I think I could take, well, of course I can do whatever I want to. I was thinking to take Brett just for under my brow bone, because it is not their color, but I am happy with how this is blending, you know what I mean? And it does look like there's a color there, but it's just really just the primer on my skin. So I don't think it makes that much of a difference. We have 2 of the Fenty 220 brushes, and we're going to take, let's take Parker. Oh, my neck cracked. My neck's been cracking a lot lately. And I didn't intend to do this, but we're going to, because I was going to take this first shade, first half, and then the second shade, second half. But then I'm looking at this palette like, let's just use more shades, because I haven't used it in a long time. And that's Parker, and this Parker is not showing up too much for the party. But that's okay, because we're going to just apply some more. See if we can coax Parker out of his shell here. Maybe he's hiding from the aliens. I don't know. Let me know if you like the Alien franchise. And I know there's some overlap with Aliens and the Predators and all of that. And I actually do like all of them. Some of them are problematic as far as the color story. And I watch Croft Talks, what is it? Croft Talks Movies here on YouTube. And he breaks down all the Alien stuff. And I just love it. And listening to him is like ASMR. He always starts off, hi, Croft is here, and in today's video, and he tells you what he's going to talk about. But it's always something with the aliens. So we took Parker for the first half of lower lash line. Now we're going to take, we'll just take Ash. Ash is purple, bluish, or blurple, whatever that term is that people call it. This eye is starting to tear. It teared horribly yesterday. I don't know what was happening. It was horrible. And it teared upward, so it creased horribly where it teared upward, and it teared down here and the outer corner. So I'm like, what the heck is happening? And so I do like this. I do like this. I know I just said it twice, because I seriously really do. We're going to go back with the brush that had Parker, because it's kind of wet right here. So we're just going to just dab in. And it's going to wipe away again with my tears. But we're going to do that. That's nice. And it's wiping away very quickly. So let me just stop putting more on and move along with the video. So we are going to take Inglot number 75. Did we use this yesterday? I don't want to use that. I'm going to use a yellow. We're going to just punk it out. We're going to use the Inglot. Oh, and it's tearing upward. I can feel it traveling. This is number 84. We're going to put this on our upper lash line. We're going to do a black lip. We're going to use this because I haven't used it in a while. This is the Lancome mascara base, and we're going to use the Definicils again. My eyes were super irritated yesterday after I took off my makeup, and I'm wondering if it was this. I don't have a label on it, but I don't think it's been open for like 3 or 4 months though. But my eyes were not happy. So I'm thinking, I don't know, we'll use it again today and see what happens. So we're going to edit out putting that stuff on, and when we come back, everything will be done. This is what we have. You notice I did not overline my bottom lip. I second guessed doing a black lip because the eyes are so light, but y'all know I gotta have a dark lip, and I prefer a black. I love that we did the yellow up top because it brings more brightness to the look. So we have like this murky-ish green grunge going on, and then we have a popping yellow liner and then a black lip. So I do think it flows. I love underneath. I did put more green here because it kept washing away in my tears, and I do like using a light eyeliner for upper lash line because it makes the mascara show up more. And when I used this yesterday, I don't think it showed up this much, but then I also did use this with it today too. And so we'll see how my eyes are feeling when I wash all of this off. I don't think it's been 3 months since I had them open, but I don't know. So let's start pictures really quick. This one. And then we're going to do this one and we will be done for this clip. Let me know what you think of this look. I'm thinking yesterday's was green too. Are we on a green kick? And so I'm trying to think of what palette to use next, but you will see that in a few moments. We are starting today with Vanilla Mint. Today is September 20th. It is my grandmother's birthday. She passed a while ago. And a friend of mine, her birthday is today as well. My uncle's birthday. One of my uncle's birthday was yesterday. Today we're going to be using the Notoriously Morbid Unearthly Aura palette because I sat and thought, what have I not used for a while? So we're going to use that, and I'm hoping I didn't do this color combination before. I don't like how my under eyes are looking, FYI. I am digging the contour. I'm digging the blush. The blush I used today and the contour and the highlighter from in here. This is the blush we used today, and I've been avoiding it thinking it was going to be too bright, but it actually shows up really well. And yes, I am still missing my House Lab stuff, and we did use a powder from this MAC palette to further sculpt, and we used this under eyes today. I don't like putting cream under my eyes. I have solidified that fact because it does just look a little cakey, and I can't not set it with powder because it's a cream, and I do put that on before my foundation. So I like the look of it as far as color wise, but I don't like the up close, all the stuff that's going on. But I have wrinkles and bags, so it's going to be what it is. The eyes are primed, so we're going to jump in. I'm not sure what shadow is where because of how I put the names, but we're going to take this one in this upper right hand corner. No, we're not. We're going to take this one down here. This has a shift, and when I looked at it, it looked like this, and so that's why I thought for the first portion of the lid, but then it's that color. So now I'm not sure, but we're still going to do it. We'll just see what's going to happen. We're going to be primarily using Esom 27 brushes because these are good for these flaky kind of shades. And so we're going to press, and it is showing up gold, which is good, which means the next shade that we're going to put on, it will look right with this. And even if it don't, y'all know we're going to figure something out and make it look right, or just be like, we're trolls. What did you expect? So we're going to do the thing anyway. There's a fleck right there I just took off. So this is a flaky shadow, and this is showing up as a topper-esque type shade. And I do have some flecks down here as well. So this is, I realized I didn't spray my face, which may be a good thing, I don't know. Sometimes when I spray it, I can wipe off fallout, because the spray just kind of like puts a layer of something over my skin, but this ain't working. This right here, I'm gonna leave it. Okay, some of it's coming off with the lipstick applicator, and some of it is not, and I can see. So maybe we'll put, what is that? The Hourglass Radiant Light under there. That's all the fallout from over here, but this side has a little bit more, but I'm able to pick it off, which as you see does take time. And for those of you who do your face after your eyeshadow, this would not be a problem for you. And I am wiping this off on my cloth down here as I am picking off the pieces. And so I know you guys are like, some of you might be like, girl, just edit that out. But I just want you to see my process on how you can clean up fallout if the specks are small enough that you can just pick them off. Yeah, and I know some people do their face last anyway because they don't want to deal with fallout, but if you do your face first, like you can fix it. So it just depends on how you prefer to do your makeup. Now we're going to come up to this shade, which is not a flaky shade, and this eye already is starting to tear. What is happening? I had got some not so good news today. One of my uncles is not doing well, so tomorrow I will be getting up earlier than usual, and I will be heading to New Jersey. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to do a look before I go. That would mean getting up, excuse me for smacking, up a little bit earlier than earlier than usual to do, because y'all know we do content regardless. Life doesn't stop, and makeup is a part of my life. This is an all multi-chrome dual chrome shimmer palette, and I know some people don't do all shimmer looks. I don't mind doing all shimmer looks, just like I don't mind doing all matte looks. I really don't. And for me, I like that in my mind I have that option. Like if I like this palette being all shimmer, all metallic, all multi-chrome, some people will automatically say it's a companion palette, whereas for me, I'll just use it how it is, and pairing it with another palette for mattes, that's an option. And I like having that option and not feeling like I have to use mattes, I have to go into another palette. I saw something and then I didn't. And so let me know, do you always have to have mattes and shimmers? Or do you sometimes do an all matte look? Do you sometimes do an all shimmer look? We're going to feather this up here with the tip of this. This is the first brush. No, that's the second brush because I had the green. I can see the green on there. Do you do all matte and or all shimmer looks sometimes? Or do you always feel like you have to use both? And there is no right or wrong answer. And some people do feel like they have to use both. So just let me know what your preference is. So we're going to move to the third shade. Is that over far enough? We are going to use this shade, and so we're using this diagonal right here, and I don't remember if I did this before. I'm wondering if and I should have looked before I did it, but I'm wondering if we did columns before, because each column is a look. You have your nude, you have your purples, you have blue, and you have your greens. I remember, no, I think I did mix up before, excuse me, when I used this palette, but I don't remember. And it never crosses my mind. Well, I'm not gonna say never, because sometimes it does. Sometimes I do look in my gallery to see what looks I've done, so that I don't use those same colors. We are overlapping with that green. And then sometimes like I don't think about it at all till like now. Like, what did I do with this palette before? I do know we used this palette for that martini look I did for the Creative Art with Heart collab. That was a lot of fun. And when I was in the program, my tutor, she really liked that look. She really liked how I did the lip. She really liked how I did the shadows. And I had put that picture along with some other ones because the look we had to do, it was busted. I think it was busted. And I think it might have just been one of those days. And I'm thinking, if I have a not so good makeup day, what if I have a client? I'm going to have a good makeup day. Like, I can't just be like, okay, this is just me at home and I'll just do something else tomorrow, because we're going to have to make it work if it's a client, you know what I mean? But so I had attached some other pictures that I did, and I told her, I said, these are just to let you know that I know I can do better. But that look she liked a lot, and there was another look I did that she liked, but the martini, I'll pop that up over here. That one, she was like, what's her favorite? And so it was really me just saying, I know I can do better. I know this look is jacked up, but just so you know that I know I can do better. And I forget what module that was for. Look at that. Oh, look at that shade. Look how that blue. Oh my gosh. And I probably should redo the label and just put what the names are, but it was important to me to know what the shifts are. But the thing is the way it is, it's hard for me to figure out which is where, because I think I did, yeah, this is the top row, these four, and then the second row, this is the third row, this is the bottom row. But because I'm going in the diagonal, I'm like, it would take me some time to figure out what is where. So I am liking this so far. This is like a light ethereal look until you get down here. Well, I'll say this row and these two show up kind of dark. And now we're going to take this shade. This is going to go on the outer portion of the lid. And I do like this palette. The flaky shades, not so much, but for inner corner, it is nice. And the thing with using them as toppers, a formula like this one, and there's a couple in here that's flaky like this one, is using them as toppers, I would have to use a sponge tip applicator, or if you use your finger for makeup, your finger, because tapping a flaky shade on top of a shadow versus directly on top of a primer or a tacky base, it's not going to stick. But some people do put down glitter glue, glitter primer, before they apply shades like that. But if you're putting it on top of another shade as a topper, like how does that work? Do you still just put down an additional adhesive? And that was the concept behind that Pat McGrath artistry wand. And I did use it, and I liked being able to put that adhesive on and then not disturb what was underneath it, while also giving something for additional shadows to stick to. But my lids didn't like it, and so that happened with that. And when I've tried adding more of the Fenty primer, it just doesn't work out well because it is so tacky. It just didn't work out well, and I came down too far over here. So like, what am I going to do? I'll probably this is the brush we used for the Fashion Fair Set It Loose powder, and I don't want to push too hard because I don't want to lift up everything that's under there, but we will figure that out later, like how we're going to fix that later. And maybe just by taking out our liner or pulling this out. Let's see if we pull it out this way, if that'll it's okay. And we're going to, from this point right here, we're going to turn the brush and bring it up this way. So kind of trying to do a point, and I don't think it's too much primer over here, but there is like enough stuff on my face that it might still stick. So we're going to pull this side out some because we did the other side. That looks nice. Always like this side, and this side is like, hashtag troll tried it. So this is this look. We are going to put 2 shades underneath, so we will have used 6 shades for this look. This is nice. I need to fix lunch after this. I am going to make pasta and sauce and have spaghetti for, I guess, lunch, even though it's almost 10 o'clock at night. Now we're going to take this shade right here. This is a smooth shade, and I can tell by looking at it. I like this formula because it is smooth. Oh shoot, why y'all did not tell me? We're going to put this on lower lash line. I didn't put thought into it. This is stage 5 clinger, and we're going to put this on our lower lash line, even though we're going to put a blue over here, but this will go well with that first shade. I usually do this before I start the eyeshadow look, not for any particular reason other than just save time in the video, which I could edit it out, but I'm talking so friggin' much that I'm not going to edit that out. So that's lower lash line. And for our inner rims, first thing I grabbed, this was MAC Color Excess Gel Pencil Eyeliner, stage 5 clinger. This one is MAC also, and it is Stay the Night. Excuse me if this freaks you out, but we are going to do our inner rims. This is the bottom inner rim, which is the waterline. Stop and blink when you need to, because if you keep your eyes open too wide for too long, your eyes may start to tear. So you can see the difference. It's a slight difference. Waterline is done, waterline is not done. And I used to use the Buxom Inside Eyeliner probably like 20 plus years ago, and it was called Inside Eyeliner because it was made for the inside. It was made for your waterline. And the shade that I used to always use was Sapphire, which was a blue, because it just makes my brown eyes sparkle. Not that that's important to me, but I just always liked how that looked. So now we're going to look down and do the inner rims up top, the waterline up top. And then it was discontinued. They discontinued all of the inside eyeliners, and I was really upset. Not upset, I was disappointed. And I know some of you can relate, because it's like, oh, such and such was my perfect thing, my favorite thing, and they discontinued it. And so that's there. So that's how I do that, easy peasy. So this side does want to start tearing. So we're tapping into here again, and we're going to put that on the first half of our lower lash line. For me, putting gel liner first, oh, it is tearing already because it is wet right here on the inside. What was I saying? Oh, for me, it gives the shadow something to stick to versus just putting shadow under my eye. And I know some people do that, and it's fine. There is no right or wrong. It's however you want to do your lower lash line. And some people don't put anything under there at all, but I just like the look. I just like having stuff going on because there's usually so much stuff going on up top. I'm like, let's just try and balance it a little bit and just put some stuff on the bottom. And I do think for me, it does complete the look. How some people say their look isn't complete without an inner corner highlight, or their look isn't complete without a brow bone highlight, or the look isn't complete, you know, that without mascara or without lashes. Did I say lashes already? But it's whatever you want to do. I just love the look of it. And I do like putting liner down. Sometimes I will just blend out the liner and not put another shadow or a shadow period on top of it. Now we're going to take this. I am so freaking awkward. This blue. So this was inner corner. This was the second shade. This was center lid. This is outer corner. This is first half lower lash line. And now we're going to take this one for second half of lower lash line. So easily 6 shades we're going to do. I have a collab coming up and I need to chat with her so we can just get our schedule right. And I think we challenged ourselves with the number of shadows we're going to use, because I can easily do 6. This is 6 shadows. Like, this was easy. And so I think, don't quote me, but I think we're using 8, which also would be easy for me, because then do 7. The 7th shade would be first half transition, 8 would be second half transition. So it is really easy for me to use a lot of shadows. And so that's why when I do like 3 shadow looks, I'm like, who am I? Like, what is happening? So this blue has showed up way more than I thought. And we're going to pull this out here because this side is coming out there. And I did pull out a blue to use for upper lash line, but I think it's more of a turquoisey blue. But we'll see when we get that on. I'm going back to the brush that had this shade on it just to blend that over, because this blue, that blue is blue. And so we're just trying to blend it, but it ain't wanting to blend. But it'll even out once, not even out, but it'll look different once I put mascara on, because that will cause my lashes to look fuller and that'll overlap the lower lash line. So we're just going, I'm gonna take, this side has more orange, it looks like, or whatever this shade is. So we're tapping into it and we're going to put more in the center, because this side looks like it's further over. So we're just trying to get it even. All right, so the shadows are done. So what we're going to do, what lip? Do I want to do Sea Queen? We haven't worn Sea Queen in a while. It's not one of my favorite shades, but when I do wear it, I'm like, yeah, this is for that look. And so I'm putting brushes away. Let me see. This is, you see how this tiered? And so it's just like wet in here. And when I pull it down, you can notice it, but when it's up here, it just looks like it's creasing, which it is, and it's wiping away the shadow. So I'm going to just leave that alone. Yeah, this is what we're going to put for upper lash line. It's number 87 from Inglot, and we are going to put on Sea Queen, which is that funky blue. So yeah. Oh shoot, I'm glad my thick thighs caught it. So this is Sea Queen, and this is the liner. So it's almost the same. So this is a different blue than what's on our lower lash line, but we're going to put that on. Mascara, we're going to do the same things we did yesterday. Lancome Sills Boost Mascara Base, which is a mascara primer, and the Lancome Definitive Mascara. And when we come back, everything will be done. This is what we have. We did everything we said we were going to do. This is Sea Queen, y'all. I did not overline. I am on my lip line, and you can probably tell or not. But this liner, the PAO is this month, September 2024. And you see how it's dry and it's cracked? I still was able to use it though. And some people would say put Duraline in it and revive it. But I remember saying before, if the PAO has been reached, which means you shouldn't still be using it, at least on other people, then why try to revive it if it's supposed to be dead? But I will continue to use it until it irritates my lids. And I wish these came in smaller pots, because I would buy some for my kit. But I did get a black and a brown for my kit. And also with the stuff we use on clients, we're not supposed to be double dipping. And so all the colorful ones that I have are for me, because I don't think even I would use them enough for clients. But I did buy, as I said, a brown and a black with the liner brush. It came in as a bundle on Amazon for my kit. So, but this is it, and I do like the look. I'm loving how that blue, that shine on that blue that's right here. So this is 1 shade, 2 shade, 3 shade, 4, and they just all just go together. Let me know if you would do this type of look. All shimmer, multi-chrome, dual chrome, whatever. Not a matte in sight, and even for lower lash line. And y'all know I'm digging. Excuse me, nasty troll. Excuse me. I do like the liner, the added color for the liner, and that it goes with the lip. And I do think the lip just adds a little something for the look because it is a very light ethereal look. So let's put a pop of bold something somewhere. And I like how this blue travels into the blue on the outer lower lash line. So I just like how everything just, yeah, how it all goes together. So hang tight. There will be one more look for this clip, and yeah, you'll see that right about now. Today is September 21st. We're going to start with Tillamook. This is a get ready with me. I did a quick base face, like super fast, because I'm running late. I'm on my way to Jersey, but I need to stop at 2 different stores first. I used my powder products. I did not put anything under the eye, which I'm noticing the stuff that I've been doing has been making a difference. We have House Lab stuff on the face. Eyes are primed, the lower lash line. Color Excess from MAC. This is Stage 5 Clinger, and for inner rims, again from MAC, Color Excess is Sick Tat Bro. We're going to take Continuum, this shade here. This is an Hourglass 3 brush, and it does have a shift. So it's orange, well, kind of gold, and then it's pinky. And so we're going to take this, and I am rushing. We're going to press this in. So this is a pretty shade. We're going to take this halfway over. And this is going to be a more simple look than I think the 7 shades I used last time for the last look. And this is the last look for this video. And so I am down to 10 to 15 minutes per look once I do the editing out the liner and the mascara and the lip. And I think we're just going to do a gloss today. I haven't eaten yet, so I know I'm going to be eating and drinking. And because I recycle bottles, well, reuse bottles, I take off my liquid lipstick before I drink out of the bottles because it just looks nasty if you don't. And I'm like, I'm not, no, we ain't doing that. I also used today that Too Faced Born This Way Ethereal Setting Powder because the fashion fair is packed up to go. And I am missing it. Because it does give a little coverage, even though it is like my perfect shade, where this one is actually translucent. So that's another thing that's going on with the under eye. Not only is there not any concealer or color corrector, but then there is just a translucent powder. And I think I might take Radiant Light, excuse me, and put that under my eyes and my face as well. Now we're going to take Obscura, because I love this grungy shade, and that's going to go on the second half of the lid. So this is just going to be a really easy, simple look. I am going to do a transition shade, and I don't know what we're putting on lower lash line. I need to put something under there to cover up some of that discoloration under there. And we're just going to just kind of flick this right here. Yeah, and I like the shape. I always like the shape on this side a lot better. And other people have mentioned that it's always one side you really like too, and the other side is like, it's alright. It is easier getting the shapes the same when I'm doing someone else because I'm looking from side to side versus, you know, doing one of these numbers. And because of the shift, it's hard to tell where this one is. So I see a point there, and I kind of see a point here. I didn't realize this one, I forgot this one has a shift too. I have forgotten that, but that is pretty. Very easy, very simple, and I do have fallout, but Radiant Light will cover that up. I did spray the face with the Scandinavia spray, and my eyes are teary as well. Am I going to do mascara today? Yeah, we're going to put on the Beyond mascara. I just pulled that out. I can put this brush away. We're not using the Esom. For transition shade, we are going to take Crescent, this shade right here. Hopefully it looks right. We're tapping straight, and I started to tap off, and then I didn't. Eek. 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 No, no, no. Let's see how that blends, though. Oh, that's lighter than I thought it was. Well, I did think it was going to be light, but let's see if we can make it work. So it kind of erased right here. So I'm just trying to make the erased part even. Wow. Okay. I forgot about that one. So we're going to do one of these numbers that Grace does. Yeah, the corners of my eyes are really teary. So this side I like right here. So what we're going to do, the brush that had this second half shade lid. We're just going to tap. We did not add more on the brush, so that's going to bring it back up. I like how this side is flowing, and the brush that had the first shadow on it without adding more, we're going to just tap right here. So we're just trying to get it a little even, and this is the second brush shade, and that's going to be that. Yeah, so we're just going to leave that. Let's see now. Lower lash line. Oh, good grief. I want to do the blue, but that's too bold. What do we have on? Let's just take this brown. Yeah, and then you know what? It will be simple, and also use brown fluid line from MAC for our upper lash line. So let me grab the MAC 210 brush for that. This is a Fenty 220. What did I say? Oh, the brown. Because it's dark under there, so let's just make it dark. I have a lot of fallout. And I did start to use the Esom brushes, the smaller brushes, but I'm rushing. And so I said, let me just use the Hourglass number 3, because as you see, this is wet under here. As you saw, because it's a wider brush, how quick it was to lay down those two shades. And that is why I like that brush. I am so weird. I'm looking in the mirror here, and there's a mirror in the palette. And I'm holding the palette over here. Out of habit. But then sometimes when I do this, I'm looking up here and doing it. So I do like that. I hope this eye stops tearing. It's gonna look crazy. But sometimes I do look crazy. So so that's it for the palette, y'all. Just 4 looks. We're gonna edit out putting on Dip Down is Around, this shade, and we're gonna edit out putting this on, and we're just gonna grab a gloss at random. No, not this one. Grab one at random, not that one. That's because it's a cream one, and they do show up they do actually show up. So I want something nude. So we're just going to slap on Riri. Not slap on Riri, but... Alright, we'll be back and everything will be done. This is what we have, y'all. Super quick. We did do everything we said we was going to do. We did do Radiant Light. Put Riri on top of the lip balm, the Tillamook. Dip Down is a brown. And I sprayed my face again, and I should not have done that. This is the brush that had the first shade on it. And we're going to tap in here because I forget that when I spray my face after I put shadow on, sometimes the shadow will crease because of my hooded area. So that is that. Right now, and everything is dry. We're going to go. Let's do pictures quick. So I have a feeling I'm going to forget because I'm rushing. So here we go. And we're going to do this one, and we will be done for this video. Stuff will be popping up on the side for you to watch. Thank you for bearing with me as I did that. And I do like how it turned out. I do have a lot of fallout. Yes, I care, but no, I don't have time to do it. And Radiant Light did clean up under here, and you can tell I'm looking shiny. So when I go outside, it's a sunny day, I'm gonna look like one of the Cullens. I'm gonna look like a fairy shit on my face. I don't care though, because I got to go. So thank you for being here with me, and hang tight, watch some other stuff, or come back later. I appreciate you for being here. As always, self-acceptance, self-love. That is the Crazy Troll Nation way. Thank you, and you will see me soon.